Hello everybody, welcome to this instruction video. This video I'd like to show you how to make part 6 of the Crochet Along Mandala Madness by Helen Shrimpton. Making this part of the mandala, so it's the extension of the star in the grey, green and orange yarn that I have here. The yarn that I'm using Scheepjes Sunkist yarn and Scheepjes Cotton 8 yarn. Both good quality cotton yarns, and I'm working them with a 3mm crochet hook. I'll take you step by step through these rounds, and I hope it's a useful video for you. Thank you for watching. Round 41, I have a new color yarn on my hook, and round 41 is not so much difficult as there's just an awful lot happening. So I'm going to take you step by step through the repeat, so just stay with me and I'm sure that we'll both be fine. I'm going to start with a standing single crochet, and we're going to go back to the row where we were making these the popcorn stitches. Do you recall that we skipped these 2 chain spaces between the center popcorn? Do you remember? Well, those 2 spaces are what we're now going to be working in. So we're going to start with a standing single crochet through this first chain space that we still have available here. Between popcorn number 6 and 7, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, this chain space here. I'm going to pick up, make a standing single crochet in this stitch, and now you need to go back to the last round we worked and the last treble of this little of these 4 trebles here. So you're going to go through both those stitches, and we're going to make a single crochet through these 2. So let me just get my yarn on the right angle. So through these 2 to make a standing single crochet, like so. Make a single crochet in the next stitch, which is going to be back here, because between these 2 groups of trebles you have a single crochet, and that's going to be this stitch here, making a single crochet there. And now you're again going to come back to the front and make a single crochet through the next loop that's between these popcorns and the first treble that's back here. So again through this chain space and the first of these 4 trebles. So like that, pick up and make a single crochet. So you've now made 3 single crochets. What you've done is you've connected this center popcorn to your work. And now we can continue. I'm going to make back loop single crochets on the next 3 stitches, because we still have 3 trebles here. I'm going to make back loop single crochets, sorry, back post single crochet. So around the post of the next stitch, that's 1, 2, 3 back post single crochets. Now we're making a back loop double crochet in the 3rd double crochet from round 39. Now for me that's the orange, that's the little shell we have down here. Now you've got the single crochet in the 4th double crochet here, so you need the stitch just before. So you see you've got here 1, 2, 3 stitches, so you're going to need this stitch here, the back loop. You're going to make a double crochet in that. But what's important is not to work over the chain space that you have here also. So I'm going to make a back loop double crochet in the 3rd, so it's 1, 2, 3 in this loop here. And now what's important is not to do this and work over that chain space. That's very important that you keep clear of that chain space. See, I've only got the back loop on my hook now, and make that double crochet, because if you also pick up that chain space you're going to be really unhappy. A front post single crochet around the next stitch, and that's going to be this purple stitch here, a front post single crochet. And then another back loop double crochet on the 5th stitch here, that's on the other side. Again, it's going to be this stitch here, And again, make sure to only work through the back loop and not also through that chain space. Work a double crochet. And again, now we're going to work back loop single crochets on this shell here. So those are going to be 7 back post single crochets on these trebles. So back post single crochet, so pick up every post. So 1, 2, I just need more yarn, 2, and 3. So especially take your time on these back loops, back post. The back posts and back loops are getting all tongue-tied tonight. And the next one. That's 6 and 7 back post single crochets. So you can see how you've now made this edge here in the purple. You've got the stitches back there. Okay, again a back loop double crochet in the 3rd double crochet here from the previous round, so in the orange. So we're going to be doing exactly the same here as we've done here. So yarn over and the back loop, and only the back loop. You see how easy it is to work like this and also cover that chain space. That's not what you want to do. So you really want to make sure that you only, there we go, through the back loop. Again, a front post single crochet around the single crochet I already have here, and then again a double crochet around the 5th back loop and only the back loop. Just splitting my yarn a bit, there I go, like so. So you've now done exactly the same here as you've done here. And now it won't surprise you that you again need to do back loop double crochets on these stitches, and you're going to do that on the next 4. So double back loop back post single crochet on the next 4 stitches. You really must forgive me if I get tongue-tied, but I'm doing the correct thing, even though I don't always say the correct thing. So a back post single crochet on the next 4 trebles. You're not going to go all the way around here, because as you'll see, you're going towards the center, and that's why you're going to do it slightly different. 1, 2 is 2. This is the 3rd and 4th back post single crochets. Then a back post half double, and that's going to be on this one here. So let's yarn over and a back post half double crochet, and on the last 2, those 2 there, you're going to work a back post double crochet. There's 1 and 2. So you've now worked, so you see you're going towards the center. You've now worked 4 singled, a half double and 2 double, all back post. Going to make a back loop treble in the 3rd double crochet. We're basically going to do exactly the same here as we've done here, only our stitches are going to be a bit longer. So here we've done the double crochet, and now we're going to do a treble. So it's twice over, and then in the back loop, and again only in the back loop, work a treble. 1, 2, 3. A front post double crochet around this single crochet stitch we have here. Front post double, and now again a treble, using a bit more yarn, and then again a treble around the next on this 5th double crochet here in the back loop. like so. You can see how what you've done now is basically the same as on this side, only it's a little bit longer. That's because you were making a point here, so that's why it's a bit longer here. And now we're again onto the other side, and we're again going to be working back post stitches on this side also. And it won't surprise you that the back post stitches are now going to be basically mirrored to what we've done on this side. So that means we're starting with 2 back post double crochets on the first 2 trebles. That's 1, oops, 1, and there we go, 2 back post double crochets on the first 2, then a back post half double crochet, and you've got 4 stitches left on this little shell, and you're going to be making 4 back post single crochets on these last 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches. So on the next one, it's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you can see that this point here is the same as that point there. So which means that now you have to do exactly the same as on that side. So just let me just slightly turn my work. There we go. That means you now need to do a back loop, double crochet, in the 3rd double crochet here again, and always be mindful only in the back loop, and fold your work a little back if that helps. Only want that back loop. Oh, I've split my yarn again. This is because I'm trying to get only in that loop, and I'm aiming so tightly that I'm aiming through the stitch rather than through the loop. And then that's a back post single crochet. Whoop, there we go. Back post single, front post single crochet, front post single crochet, and then again a back loop double crochet on the 5th double crochet down here, like so. So this is exactly the same as that. Now we're onto this next little shell here, and you're going to work 7 back post single crochets on there. So that's 1. So on every treble you're working a back post single. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 single crochets. Onto this point, which is again exactly the same as this point. So you can see the symmetry between what you're doing here. So this is your center line, and this on this side and that side is mirrored to one another. So it won't surprise you that you're now again going to be doing a back loop double crochet in this 3rd double crochet down here. I'm having trouble getting into that loop because as such that chain space, it is in the way. That is just as simple as it is. But if we just take our time, we're bound to get into the correct stitch. Then a front post single crochet, and then again a back loop half double, back loop double crochet in this last, like so. So now you've again done the same on both sides. And now you're onto this little shell here again, and this shell is basically the same as this shell here, so which means you've now got 4 trebles, and on those first 3 you're going to work a back post single crochet. So a back post single crochet on the first, second and third stitch. And now we're here at the tip again. So now we're going to catch these popcorn and connect it to our work again, just like we did when we made the starting stitches. So through, here we go. This is your center popcorn here. You see you've got a chain space on either side. Remember it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, between 6 and 7. I'm going to go through that loop and through that last treble and work a single crochet. You still have a single crochet that's in the middle here to the back. Going to work a single crochet in there, and again a single crochet through the loop on the other side of the popcorn and the first treble. And now you're again at this point is exactly the same as that point, which means that everything you've just done on this circle you're also going to be doing on this circle. I'm not going to do the repeat once more for the video, so please do go back and rewind the video if you want to see this once more. What basically is happening is that you've got the center line here, and this side is the same as that side, only mirrored. Just make sure that you really stay in front of the chain 1 spaces that you have here to the back, because that's the most important thing on this round. And for the rest, just take it steady, step by step, and I'm really sure you're going to be fine. We're on to round 42. I hope you survived round 41. Round 42 is much easier, so that's at least a bit of a relief, I'm sure. I'm going to use the same color yarn, so I'm currently in the very first stitch of round 41 with a slip stitch. We're going to make a double crochet 3 together on these on these 3 stitches where we're currently in. Now, because it's the beginning stitch, we're going to do a chain 2. This is the first leg of the double crochet 3 together. Then yarn over, and in that center single crochet, pick up a loop, take off 2 loops, and again yarn over, and in the third stitch, pick up a loop, take off. You have 3 loops on your hook, and take them all off. Now we're going to be working a series of double crochets, 24 in total, and they're basically going to take us to this center double crochet here, the front post double crochet that's right in the center of this circle we're making. So that's where it's going to take us. We're going to do 24 double crochets on the next 24 stitches. That's 1, 2, 3, and you're going to continue and make 24. So there's 4, and we got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and then this is number 20, and 21, 22, 2 more to go, 23, 3, and then number 24 should be on this treble you worked here in the back loop. This number 24. So the next stitch is this center double crochet, this front post double crochet. I'm going to make 3 double crochets in that one stitch. That's 1, 2, 3. And now you're again going to work 24 double crochets the other way. So again, let me just slightly turn my work. Work 24 double crochets. That's going to take us all the way down. So the next 24 stitches. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and there we go, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and this here is number 20. Still got 4 to do. This is 21, 22, 23, and then number 24 should be on this last back post single crochet. So that should be stitch number 24. And now you can have these 3 single crochets here in the middle, and you're going to work a double crochet 3 together on these 3 stitches. So yarn over, insert, pick up, take off 2 loops. Again, yarn over, in the next stitch pick up a loop and take off 2, and again yarn over, the next stitch pick up a loop, take off 2, have 4 loops on your hook, take them all off. And then this point is exactly the same as this point here where we started. So you're going to do exactly the same now again. You're going to work 24, oops, my work, yeah, 24 double crochets, which you're going to bring to the center of this of the next petal, and then in that center double crochet you work 3 double crochets, and then again come down with 24 and work another double crochet 3 together on these 3 center single crochets here. So you're going to go all the way around and then close on your first stitch, which is over here, with a so close over there with a slip stitch, and the next round I'll be using a new color yarn. Round 43, I have a new color yarn on my hook, and we're going to start on the tip of any of one of your stars, and right in the middle of your tip you'll of course have these 3 double crochets, and you're going for the center stitch. So that's just the second double crochet of these 3. The center stitch, you're going to work a standing single crochet in that stitch. So 1, 2, make a standing single crochet in that stitch. And you're going to follow by making 2 more. So you're that's 1, 2, so you have 3 double crochets here in total. We're now going to go down and you're going to work 23 single crochets on the next 23 stitches. That's 1, 2, 3, and then this is number 21, 22, and 23. Now you're going to do a single crochet 3 together over the next 3 stitches. Insert into the stitch, the first stitch, pick up a loop. In your second stitch, pick up a loop, and in the third stitch, pick up a loop. 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, take them all off. You're going to do this again, so you're going to do 2 single crochets 3 together. So again, in the next stitch, pick up a loop, that's 1. In the second is 2. And in the third, 3 times a loop. You've got 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, take them all off. What you're doing is you're pulling your star together, because you've got here the next tip and here's the first one, so you're pulling these 2 together here. We're now going to go back up towards the tip again. So we're going to work 22 single crochets on this edge. So it's not the certain note. This side is 23, this side is 22. So do take note that you don't do 23 on this side also, because then you're going to get everything a little bit skew. So 22 single crochets, 1 less. You're almost there. And 2 more, yes. 2, 3 more, sorry, 3 more. That is 22 in total. And where you should be now is again at the center double crochet of these 3 here. And in that center stitch, there's a second double crochet of these 3 here. You're going to again work 3 single crochets. So that's 1, 2, 3. And these 3 here are exactly the same as these first 3 that we just started with. So what you're now going to do is you're going to again come down and work 23 single crochets. And then here in the valley, let me call it that, you're going to work those 2 single crochets 3 together, and then 22 up again, and then work 3 single crochets again right in the tip. So to do this, go all the way around. You're going to do this 8 times in total. Close with a slip stitch on your first stitch, and if you want to use the next round the same color, which is what I'm going to be doing, don't cut your yarn at the end of this round. Round 44. I'm currently in the first standing single crochet stitch. I'm going to do a chain 1, and now we're going to turn our work around. We're literally, I'm just going to open up my hook a little bit, literally going to turn it around, so you're going to have your back of your work facing you, and literally have it around. And then we just pick up my loop again. There we go. And now we're going to work this entire round from the back. That way the bobble stitches that we're making are going to be nice and pronounced on the front. So we just did the chain 1. Now in the same stitch where we're currently in, I'm going to do a single crochet. So in the same stitch, do a single crochet. And now in the next 4 stitches, also do a single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches. Just turn everything a little bit. And now we're going to make a bobble stitch. Now a bobble stitch is in fact just a double crochet 5 together. So in the next stitch, it's going to be this one here. Let's yarn over. We're going to do a double crochet 5 together. So this is the first, and again yarn over and take 2 off. That's 2, yarn over and take 2 off. That's 3 and 2 off. That's 4, yarn over, take 2 off. That's 5, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 loops on your hook. I'm going to take them all off in one go. And now we're ready to do the next series of stitches, which are again going to be 5 single crochets in the next 5 stitches, and especially this first one, be sure to not accidentally skip that. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now we're again doing a bobble stitch. We're going to do this 3 times, so the bobble and then the 5 single crochets. So we've now done it once. You can see the bobble here on the other side. So this we're going to do 2 more times. So in the next, make a bobble. So yarn over, and that's going to be 1, 2, 3, get a bit more yarn, 3, 4, and 5, and yarn over and take them all off. And now 5 single crochets in the next stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 single crochets on the next stitches. And now I need to do this once more. So this was the second repeat. Now the third one, again make a bobble. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yarn over, take them all off, and again do 5 single crochets. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and the last one. Oops. 5. Move everything again a bit. We're now going to again work a single crochet 3 together, and that single crochet 3 together we're going to work over. You see here the 2 single crochet 3 togethers from the previous round, so you're going to work on these 2 and the next. I'm just going to bring my work a little bit closer just to get my loops a little smaller. And so picking up those first 2 stitches, and on the third also got 4 loops on your hook, and take them all off. And there we go. I just needed a bit more yarn. Now we're going to do again 5 single crochets. So we're basically going to do the same on this side as we've just done on this side. So 5 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 single crochets, and again a bobble. Let's yarn over, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, take it all off. And this repeats for the 5 single crochets in the bobble. I'm going to do this 4 times. So Here we go for number 2, so that's 5 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 single crochets, and then a bobble. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Take it all off. Let's repeat number 2. So now we're going to do the third one, and again 5 single crochets. Especially be mindful to really work into the next stitch, not accidentally skip a stitch after the bobble. So 3, 4, 5, and I've got my yarn. There we go. And now again a bobble stitch, so 5 double crochets. 1 together, 2, 3, 4, 5, and take them all off. And we need to do one more. So again, on the next stitch, so really you can see here, really on that next stitch, be sure to not accidentally skip the next stitch. Work 5 double crochets, 3, 4, and 5, and now you're going to be almost on top of the next star. There we go. And your bobble is going to be here on the top stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and take them all off. So now you've done this repeat 4 times. If you look here at on the right side of your work, you see 1, 2, 3, 4 bobbles and the 5 single crochets and the bobble. So you've now done the repeat 4 times, and now you're basically back at where you started, because this stitch here, the next stitch, is going to be the same stitch as the one that's right here on the top. So we're going to do this entire repeat basically 8 times. And this stitch here brings us almost basically to the top here. So on our next bit we need to do 5 single crochets, especially the next one. Be sure to not accidentally skip this stitch. And this single crochet here is the same one as the very first single crochet we made, as that single crochet there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 single crochets, and now I need to stop. Now I need to make a bobble again, and this bobble is exactly the same as this one here, so as this bobble. So I'm not going to continue on the repeat, because you just hook up again now where you were here. So make a bobble, 5 single crochets, a bobble, 5 single crochets, a bobble, 5 single crochets, and then the single crochet 3 together, and then again 5 single crochets, bobble, 5, bobble, 5, bobble, 5, bobble. You see the rhythm. There's always 5 single crochets and then the bobble stitch, 5 single crochets and the bobble. And when you get to the valley, you work with single crochet 3 together. Go all the way around, and be especially mindful of that very first stitch immediately after a bobble stitch, that you don't accidentally skip that very first stitch. If you do skip that stitch, you'll notice that when you get here that it doesn't line out so well, that you somehow seem to have this single crochet 3 together not in the right place, because you need to work on both the single crochets from the previous round also, the single crochet 3 togethers. So if you notice here that your skew, for example, you're too soon, you would like to work it here already, you know that you must probably, when something went wrong, or if you're too late, you must probably skip the stitch, and if you're too soon, you must probably had, for example, 4 single crochets instead of 5. So go all the way around and can close on that first single crochet here right at the top on this stitch here. So close with a slip stitch on this first single crochet, so the one that we made after the chain 1, that single crochet. You're now at the end of round 44. I have the back side facing me. I've just joined with a slip stitch in that first single crochet. So you did the last bobble and then you close on that first single crochet you did there. Going to do a chain 1, and now we're going to turn our work again to have the right side facing like so. So with the right side facing, I'm going to start by making a half double crochet in the first stitch just before the bobble, and if you slightly pull apart, you'll see that little loop there. That little loop is that first stitch. We're going to make the half double crochet in that stitch. Then on the bobble itself, you're going to make 3, and this loop here, that loop, is the stitch on top of the bobble. So you're going to make 3 double crochets in there. Sorry, half double crochets. So 1, 2, 3 half double crochets. Now we're going to move down and make 22 half double crochets on the next stitches. And you see here, this is the first stitch. This is number 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh wait, just a moment, I've got my yarn tight. 4, and then number 5 is a little tricky because that's this little loop here. You see that? That is stitch number 5. So don't accidentally skip this stitch. So then this is number 5, just before the bobble. And then number 6 will be on the bobble, and that's again this loop here, right at the top. That is number 6. And now you're going to do like this, going to go all the way down and do 22 in total. So 6, 12, 18 are all going to be on your bobbles, and those are checkpoints for your markers to check that you don't accidentally skip stitches. So this was number 6, then 7, 8, 9, 10, and again 11 is in that loop just before, and number 12 is on the bobble. You see again in that loop there. That's number 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, then 17 again. Check that you don't miss it. 17 is just before the bobble. 17, and then 18 is this loop on the bobble. That's 18. And now you've almost done 22. You still need to do 4 more. So 4 more. 4 more. That's 19, 20, 21, and 22. I'm going to do a 3 together again, but this time a double crochet 3 together, so on the next stitches. So in the first stitch, this first leg, and then the second stitch, do a leg, and the third stitch, do a leg. 4 loops on my hook and take them all off. Now we're going to go back up again and do 22 half double crochets. That's 1, 2, 3. Again, be mindful of number 4, because you see it's just before that loop, that you don't accidentally miss that stitch. It's number 4. 5 is on the bobble itself. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and number 10 is again just before, and number 11 is on the bobble. On the bobble is number 11, and then 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, number 17 again on the bobble, 18, 19, 20, almost there, 21, and then number 22 is just before this top bobble, so again 22. Now you're at the top again, so in this top bobble, so in that loop there, that loop, going to work 3 half double crochets. 1, 2, and 3, and then this point is exactly the same as this point here. So you're now going to do, let me just open up my loop that I don't accidentally lose it. So what you're now going to do is again go 22 half doubles down, do the double crochet 3 together, and then 22 up, and on your tip you do 3 half double crochets. Go all the way around, and when you get to the top, close on that first chain, first half double crochet that we did. So not the chain one, but the actual half double crochet. In the next round I'll be using a new color yarn. Round 46, I have a new color yarn on my hook, and you're going to start at the tip of any of your stars, doesn't matter which point you choose. You have a certain stitch in which you have 3 of these half doubles in one stitch. You're going to start in the second one of those 3. So in that stitch, that's really your tip. You're going to make a standing double crochet in that second half double. So in that second half double, make a standing double crochet, followed by a chain 1, and now a double crochet in the same stitch. There we go. So this is a point, a new corner you're making. Chain 1, skip a stitch. So we're going to skip the next stitch and then make a double crochet in the following stitch. In this we're going to repeat 23 times. So chain 1, skip a stitch, and work a double crochet on the next. Chain 1, skip, and a double crochet. If you do this 23 times, you're basically going to end up at your next point on your star, where you're again going to do a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet in the same stitch. So I'm going to do this 23 times, then I'll just show you how to do that corner tip. So you're doing a chain 1, skip a stitch and work a double crochet. You're going to see how you're creating a little mesh here. So I'm going to continue, make a jump in the video, and then when I get to this part, basically I'll show you the corner once more. Then they repeat 23 times. Chain 1, going to skip a stitch again, and your next stitch should be the second of these 3 half doubles. So this is your tip stitch again, and in that stitch you work a double crochet, chain 1 and a double crochet. And now you're exactly at the same point where you were when you started this round. So again, going to do a chain 1, skip a stitch and work a double crochet. And you're going to go all the way around, work all your corners. Do this repeat all the way down, all the way up, and then work your corner again. Go all the way around and close with a slip stitch on your first standing double crochet. You can all the way around close with a slip stitch to the first stitch. Just a tip, keep your yarn tails until you're done the next round of part 7, because then it'll be easier to work these away as opposed to the open stitches that we just made in this round. So that brings us to the end of part 6. I hope to see you again for part 7.